So we are here at the GlenAllachie Distillery with the distinguished Mr. Billy Walker. I would like to ask you some questions that will cover the past, the present, and the future, as just like the trio of the whiskies you launched here. So about the past, did you know from the beginning, did you know that you will like to work in this industry? What was something that appeared on the way and you liked it?
Yes, the answer is yeah. I mean, I was brought up in a whiskey town, the town of Dumbarton, which was it was the spiritual home of Hiram Walker, Ballantyne's, but it also was the home of J&B, and there were one or two other small whiskey companies in the region. So it was very much a whiskey town, and it was almost natural that at some point when I had graduated from university, and by qualification I'm a chemist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I worked in pharmaceutical research for maybe 5 years, and then the operations director of Ballantyne's, Hiram Walker, asked me if I would like to join them. Initially in the capacity of being the chemist, and then I did a whole variety of things, and then I found myself being attracted into the blending side of the business.
So it was quite an fortunate opportunity, and you followed that road.
Yeah, I mean, it was an opportunity that was fortunately given to me to join the company. And I just loved. I loved the environment. I loved the culture of the industry. And in these days, there were many more companies. There was much less consolidation. Today, there's been a lot of consolidation, so there are not so many private companies. So after some years with Ballantyne's, I briefly flirted with fermenting penicillin. And then I was asked by Inverhouse if I would become their master blender. They were a very interesting company. Thanks. Very interesting company. They allowed me some wonderful opportunities to do things, be creative, and I was there for 7 or 8 years. Then I had an opportunity to join a very, very small company called Burn Stewart, which again was an amazing opportunity. Virtually, I was gifted the opportunity to do anything in the business, be creative. And it was a period when probably I learned more or understood more about the complexities of blending. And I was there for a long time. And during that period, we bought Deanston Distillery and Tobermory Distillery. And in both cases, I was allowed to recommission the distilleries and start doing creative things again. Eventually, that period in my life came to an end when the company was sold to Angostura, but we had, in between, myself and some of the other employees had bought Burn Stewart's. So when the company was sold, it gave me some financial collateral to go and look at what else can we do. I had a good relationship with the senior people in Chivas Brothers. So we contacted them. We had a conversation about buying a distillery, and Ben Riach became available. We actually looked at a number of distilleries. Ben Riach came in 2004. Oh. In 2008, they asked the Chivas asked if I'd be interested in buying Glendronach. Of course, beautiful distillery, nice spirit. And another opportunity to take a brand that hadn't been exposed to the market.
You mean like Glasson?
Well, no, like Glendronach and Ben Riach, both of them had never really been allowed to showcase themselves as brands. So that was a great fun, wonderful fun, looking at understanding the inventory we had acquired, looking in depth into each cask. What was the personality? What was the character? What do we do with this cask? Should it stay in this wood, or do we want to redirect it in another direction? Oh, that was great fun. And I have to say, I think we would probably say we did a pretty good job with Ben Rea and Glendronach. Then GlenAllachie became available, and beautiful distillery, beautiful occasion.
Underrated.
Yeah. And still hasn't been allowed to present itself fully to the marketplace. They will eventually, because there are some wonderful whiskey, and we laid down some beautiful wood during the period. Then Brown Foreman came calling, and in truth, I really wasn't. I was not a seller. I was against selling the business. But my two colleagues my two South African partners, excellent partners, really, really good people to work with. Felt the time was right for them, and so that was fair. So having sold the business, just kind of, I just wondered what next, and I had a conversation with, again, Shivas called me and asked me would I be interested in GlenAllachie. Of course, it's absolutely the ideal distillery for us, where had never been showcased as a brand, but as a blending, I was very familiar with this distillery because I had worked with GlenAllachie.
So you know what you were buying.
I knew what I was buying. So it was great. It wasn't a difficult experience. The process went very smoothly. And we kind of, again, we understood what we were buying, the quality of the inventory that we were buying, the kind of spread of the aging in the inventory. It all fitted the kind of jigsaw puzzle that we were looking for. We knew it would be, first, there would be a number of 5-year plans. We knew the first 5-year plan would be a demanding plan. We personally would spend a lot of time understanding the full personality of the inventory, understanding the nature of the casks, and what was our plan, what would we bring to the market, how did we want to present this brand, what was the personality we wanted this brand to be defined by. And it took us a lot of time looking at the wood, deciding maybe we should put it into this style of wood, virgin wood, maybe we should put it into sherry cask. So we decided that we were going to unquestionably make this into a brand that would be understood to be a significant influence from sherry wood. And that's a journey we've been on. In the process, we've done a lot of work to the site. We've made the site more people-friendly. And one of the other very important things we did was, it's a big distillery, it can do just over 4 million litres. We didn't, and that was kind of in conventional fermentation time of about 55 hours. We decided that we wanted to do long fermentation, somewhere between 140, 160 hours. So we had to truncate the production volume. So we operate at around 900,000 litres. Every fermentation is a long fermentation. We don't operate 3 shifts. We only operate 1 shift, which makes life comfortable for the employees. And it's a much more gentle and benign operation. There's no pressure on the site.
Yeah. In a few sentences, you covered all your past and near future, near present. A few days ago, GlenAllachie launched 3 distillates matured in the virgin wood.
Yes.
Hungarian, Scottish, and Spanish oak. Do you think that this trend that appeared few years ago by utilizing virgin oak or also finishing in different type of wine casks Do you think it's something that will stay or just fulfills the need of distilleries for new type of casks?
Look, from my point of view, this will stay. And the reason it will stay is that we have in the marketplace the single malt whiskey consumers now are very knowledgeable, and they are very interactive, and they're inquisitive, and a lot of the activity, a lot of the things that we are doing just now. I mean, this may sound, we believe them to be creative, but more importantly, the kind of experiments we're doing, the experiences we're doing with looking at virgin wood, different geniuses, Spanish, French, Appalachian, Chinkapin, Ozark, Hungarian, Mizunara. These all deliver some really, really fascinating and different styles of flavour profiles. And there is unquestionably, there's out there an informed consumer now who has an appetite for this kind of release. We also then are allowed to be in charge. You know, when we have a conversation now with the cooper, we will decide, we have already in our minds created what we want to achieve. So we might say, look, we want it to be medium toast, but heavy char. And the reasons we do that, it's not as simple as just do it. We know that heavy char will give us a greater degree of toffee caramelization, but it also allows the spirit to reach much further into the wood and into the kind of deeper caverns to extract more of the rich flavours we're looking for. So yes, I think it will be around, and I think there might be even more interesting things will come to the market.
Okay, thank you. Regarding the trio that was launched last year to celebrate your activity, I mean past, present and future, how do you manage to work with the Mizunara wood? How do you compare it with classical American or European oak?
Look, it's different. If I had to, let me tell you some of the work we've done on Mizunara. Mizunara is very expensive. You know, if you say that a virgin oak cask, an American virgin oak cask, is maybe £300 or £400 per cask, Mizunara is £3,500. It's very expensive. What is the difference? Mizunara gives you a uniquely almost. It's the classic combination of sweet and bitter, and somewhere in between you've got fennel, you've got licorice, you've got anise. Very, very interesting notes. But you wouldn't, in my opinion, you wouldn't mature the whiskey for a very long period in Mizunara. You would have to very religiously follow the development.
It's a wood with great personality.
It's a huge personality, and it can actually overcook. So working with Mizunara is really good fun, because it means that you are totally immersed in following the development of the spirit. You cannot leave the spirit just to relax and do it. Yeah, you can't. You have to constantly be inviting. Where are you? Where have you developed to? And look, that's fun.
Okay. And what about your future plans and GlenAllachie plans?
Well, look, we've got. We think we've done a good job with GlenAllachie, and that's not patting our own head. We think the market has been generous. It's been sympathetic, and we've got to the end of the 5-year plan. The next 5 years is much more about kind of refining who we are and what the brand is. It's not really about a hard sell. It was never about a hard sell. It was about actually taking a relatively unknown distillery and allowing itself to express its real character and bring it to the market.
Yeah.
We will continue with that. Is there an opportunity to do something else? Well, look, we will definitely, as you saw from the future, we, as well as running the conventional non-peated campaign, which is the most important campaign, in parallel, we've been running a peated campaign And we have been interfacing the spirit, the peated campaign, the peated spirit, with some very, very interesting wood, and which includes sherries, chinkapins, virgin oaks, Mizunara. We launched that. We launched that in the middle of this year, and there'll be a lot of people will be very surprised by the quality. It's fantastic.
Maybe you know that this year Romania launched its first single malt whiskey.
I didn't actually, but good for Romania.
Yes, Mr. Alan Anderson is the master distiller, and with the company called Alexandrion, which has also distilleries and vineyards. So the whiskey is first matured in bourbon wood, ex-bourbon, and after that finished in some variation of Romanian and different Greek or French or Italian wine. So the community of whiskey lovers in Romania is steadily growing. Do you have any official invitations from Romania for the near future to come and?
Yes, I have a friend on Facebook, a very good friend, and I have promised him I will come to Romania to do a tasting.
Okay. Covering your experience as a master distiller, what percentage do you think that someone that would like to start in this activity is, let's see, knowledgeable by training, or is it something as a talent? How do you think it's the balance between talent and work to become a master distiller?
This is a very good question. Look, I've been doing this for 50 years now, and from the blending side, is chemistry more important than instinct? My brain tells me that in almost every circumstance, I would always go with instinct.
Okay. So, as a final question, and thank you again for your time, is it a question that you always like to be asked?
This question?
Okay.
Look. From my point of view, being a chemist has been wonderfully helpful for me in this industry. Is it the most important thing? No, I think that the knowledge and the instinct of experience is more important than the fundamental chemical aspects. Mm-hmm. But these are also important. They are helpful.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Walker. Again, congratulations for your excellent activity and good health and excellent whiskies at GlenAllachie.
Thank you, and thank you for coming.